My name is Nina Foster, and I never imagined I would one day have to protect my father from my own best friend. But that's exactly what happened. The woman who stood beside me during my divorce. The woman who held my hand when my mother died. The woman I trusted like a sister. Almost married my 72-year-old father for his fortune. And the worst part, for a while, he actually believed she loved him. Before I tell you how my best friend nearly manipulated my grieving father into rewriting his entire will, make sure to subscribe. Because sometimes betrayal feels even crueler when it comes wrapped in friendship. My mother passed away after a long battle with ovarian cancer. My parents had been married 46 years. They were inseparable, the kind of couple people quietly admired. After Mom died, my father changed completely. The strong, disciplined businessman I grew up with suddenly looked lost, quiet, fragile. Loneliness aged him almost overnight. That terrified me. My father, Richard Foster, built a successful chain of automotive dealerships across Arizona. He was financially comfortable, very comfortable. But despite his wealth, he had always been careful, private, suspicious of people who suddenly became too friendly after learning what he owned. Ironically, grief weakened that caution. Around that same time, my best friend Lily became increasingly involved in our lives. Lily and I had been friends for nearly 15 years. She was charismatic, beautiful, socially effortless, the kind of woman who could make anyone feel important. After Mom's death, Lily visited often. At first, I appreciated it. She brought meals, helped organize paperwork, sat with my father when he struggled emotionally. Honestly, I thought she was simply being compassionate. Then small things started feeling strange. Lily suddenly became very interested in my father's business stories, his investments, his travel plans, his health. One evening during dinner, she casually asked, "So who handles the estate now?" The question felt inappropriate, but grief makes people ignore instincts they should trust. Mine included. A few months later, my father confessed something shocking. "Nina," he said nervously, "I think Lily and I may have feelings for each other." I genuinely thought he was joking. Lily was 27 years younger than him. 27, but he looked serious. Actually hopeful. That hurt more than I expected, not because of the age difference. Because something inside me instantly felt wrong. Still, I tried to stay open-minded. Maybe grief had simply brought two lonely people together. That's what I told myself. Then the changes began. Lily started accompanying my father everywhere. Business dinners, doctor appointments, charity events. She slowly inserted herself into every aspect of his life. Then came the isolation. Family gatherings became smaller. Old friends stopped visiting. Lily often claimed Dad was too tired for company. And somehow every disagreement ended with her portraying me as controlling. One afternoon, I overheard Lily speaking to someone on the phone. "He's emotionally dependent now," she whispered. "Once the engagement happens, the rest will be easy." My stomach dropped. Emotionally dependent. Not loved. Dependent. That night I confronted her. Lily smiled calmly. "You're just struggling to accept your father moving on." Maybe part of me feared she was right. But deep down, instinct kept screaming. So I hired a private investigator, and what I learned devastated me. Lily wasn't simply opportunistic. She had a pattern. 2 previous relationships with significantly older wealthy men. Lavish gifts. Financial disputes. One elderly man reportedly rewrote portions of his estate before their relationship collapsed. Suddenly everything made sense. The affection, the timing, the manipulation, the emotional dependency. It was strategy, not love. The final straw came when my father mentioned updating his will. Lily had apparently suggested modernizing estate planning. Modernizing. Zuchapolita word for manipulation. I finally showed Dad the investigator's report. At first, he refused to believe it. Actually became angry. "You're jealous," he snapped. "Lily cares about me." That sentence shattered me. Because for the first time in my life, my father looked at me like I was the enemy. Still, truth eventually reveals itself. A week later, Dad accidentally overheard Lily arguing on the phone. "I'm not spending years pretending," she hissed. "He needs to finalize the trust changes soon." Pretending. That single word destroyed the fantasy completely. Dad called me crying that night. Actually crying. "I feel so stupid," he whispered. I drove to his house immediately. And honestly, I'd never seen him look more broken. Not even after Mom died. Because grief hurts, But humiliation mixed with grief hurts differently. The confrontation happened the following afternoon. Dad asked Lily directly whether she truly loved him. At first, she denied everything, then blamed misunderstandings, then finally exploded. "You're rich, Richard," she shouted. "Do you really think women my age date men your age for free?" The cruelty of that sentence physically stunned me. Dad looked like someone punched him. Lily grabbed her purse and stormed out. And just like that, 15 years of friendship disappeared forever. For months afterward, my father struggled deeply. Not just with heartbreak, with shame. Because manipulation makes victims feel foolish for believing kindness was genuine. But honestly, loneliness makes everyone vulnerable, especially after devastating loss. Today, my father is doing much better. He spends more time with family, volunteers, travels occasionally, and most importantly, he stopped confusing attention with love. As for me, I learned one painful lesson. Sometimes the people closest to you study your weaknesses more carefully than strangers ever could. And that realization changes how you trust forever. Have you ever discovered someone only cared about what you or your family could provide? Tell me in the comments below. And if this story touched you, please like and subscribe. Because sometimes protecting the people we love means being willing to become the villain in someone else's story.